This influencer encounter is cringe and mean, and it was recent. So I was at this party that I didn't want to go to, but I felt very obligated. And it wasn't like there were influencers there, but there was one. The one person it was is somebody that I know doesn't like me. And they don't like me because they're friends with someone else that doesn't like me.
Okay.
I was being pleasant, catching up with them. Like, what's new? They're like, oh my God, yeah, I just bought a house. Oh my God, congratulations, good for you. And they turn to me and they're like, yeah, you could have bought a house too if you didn't just drop off the face of the internet. If you actually like put some work in. But aren't you still living in that apartment? I feel like you're like the only person out of your friends that like doesn't own property. And then they go on to say that the last
Who is it?
They would never use. So you're just a rude little sellout. And I don't like you at all.
I love the story. I just want to know who it is though. And who is this that it's like, oh, you fell off the face of the earth? I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be rude. I just don't know who this is. But that is some tea, and that is freaking rude. That is very rude. Who cares? If you have your own house, why do you care where I live and if I'm in an apartment or a house? Hate people like that who like belittle other people. I mean, I've seen some drama going around that apparently Charlie Jordan, who's a TikToker, was asking for people's follower count at the door of her party on Halloween, but she came forward and she said, no. She said, we are asking you to show us your followers, as in, if I follow you on social media, then you can come in. And I agree with her. She doesn't have to let some fans into her party, okay?
Rating the celebrities I've helped at the Apple Store, part 1. Abby Lee from Dance Moms, her character is not a character. She's exactly who you think she is. 0 out of 10, she was screaming at me. Jamie Lee Curtis had a Genius Bar appointment, showed up 30 minutes early, waited outside for us to open. She's amazing. This guy came in with a motorcycle helmet, went all the way to the back, went to the staircase, which people aren't allowed to go back there unless you're an employee. And I went back there and I was like, do you need help with anything? He took off his helmet and it was Orlando Bloom. I gave him the scores because it was so weird. Another weird experience, this guy came in with a giant Santa hat on, glasses, and a fanny pack, and I asked, do you need help with anything? And he lowered his glasses and said, but he was funny.
Oh my God, I love him.
I gave him the score because I actually didn't have to help him out with anything, and it was just interesting. Let me know if y'all want more. I worked at the Apple Store for 4 years.
Oh
so
my
I have
gosh.
some stories.
Like, I'm actually so jealous because like what a fun job that would be to help celebrities with their cell phones. I'm not totally surprised by these ratings and things. Abby, I was hoping, I watched Dance Moms, I was hoping she was a little nicer in person, but apparently not. Jamie Lee Curtis, not surprised. She's an absolute angel, I bet. Anyone else like obsessed with Freaky Friday? What is up, everyone? Thanks for hanging out with me. I am Sassy, and I'm doing y'all a favor by spilling some absolute freaking tea about entitled celebrities. People are spilling tea, and I get to watch and we get to talk about it. So really, I'm not doing anything. I'm useless, but that's okay.
You guessed it, it's another influencer encounter video. I'm gonna try to hold it together because this is one of the most fun stories to tell.
Ooh,
So last
I'm
year
excited.
I went as a +1 to one of the biggest parties in Hollywood. It's thrown by one of the most famous people in the world. There are no influencers there, alas why I was a +1. One other influencer at this entire party, and she is an enormous YouTuber. I hadn't seen her in probably 6 years. She's really not known for being a nice person. When we ended up in close proximity, I said hi. I told her she looked stunning, which she did. And the first thing out of her mouth was, how did you get invited to this? I then told her that the guy throwing the party was my godfather's best friend. And when I said this, she got super sweet really quick. And the guy throwing the party, one of the most famous people in the world, walked past us and I stopped him right in front of her. Gave him the biggest hug, told him how good it was to see him. I think he thought he knew me, so he kissed me back on the cheek and said it was so good to see me. And this whole time I watched her jaw hit the floor. I do not know this person or have a godfather. Who do I think I am?
I believed her story. Did anyone else watch this and be like, oh, her godfather, like who is it? Like I straight up believed you. So this is the thing though. If we're gonna be out here spilling the tea and spilling these stories, tell us the names. It's getting real annoying. I wanna know who is entitled.
Does anybody have any like wicked random celebrity beef?
Why, yes, I do. The year was 2018, and I was working in a cafe in downtown Vancouver. And
Canadian.
one day, a middle-aged white man came in, and he was loud, he was rude, he was just generally unpleasant. And as he was ordering, he was leaning in very close to my face, and in the middle of his order, he burped right in my face and just carried on as if
That's
nothing
disgusting.
happened. He also didn't tip. That man was Mel Gibson. I'll never forget Mel.
He didn't tip. That's what I'm concerned about. The burp is absolutely disgusting. Like, where's your freaking manners? But the fact you didn't tip, like, boy, we know what money you got, and we know what opportunities you got, and we know what status and fame you have. So the least you can do is throw someone a friggin' $5 bill to the least.
Does anybody have any, like, wicked random celebrity
Yay,
beef?
we got more.
Like,
Absolutely, I frickin' do. Hey, Justin Bieber, if you ever see this, I'm fighting you on sight. For some context, in 2010, my family was selected as one of the families to get to go on a kids trip to Walt Disney World. This is because my youngest sister had cancer. One of the celebrities upon this trip was young babyface Justin Bieber. Here is my proof. This is us. He was a then, and he's a now. He was exceedingly rude to my sister, which, might I remind you, she had cancer! You could definitely tell that Justin was only there because his press people said it would look good for him to mingle with the sick kids. Keep in mind, there were kids that were in much worse condition than my sister. And literally every single family had the exact same experience with this kid.
Wow, this was a lot more aggressive and serious than I intended it to be. Slightly awkward, that's terrible. I kind of wish I knew like how he was rude. Like I wish I was there so I could witness it. But hey, I'll probably use the excuse that he was young and didn't know better. And when I was younger, I probably didn't have the heart or the manners that I have now.
Petty things I've said to rude celebrities. First up is Cynthia Nixon from Sex and the City. So she came into my job once, and in our interaction, she said, "Do you know who I am?" And I said,
Oh,
yes,
ew.
the least likable of the four. Next up is Queen Latifah. I've met her twice, and the second time she was with a large group of women and she was doing way too much. And some guy took a photo of her and she like lost her mind and caused a scene. And then she said, "Is there anything you can do?" And I said, "Yes, I've met you 2 times and both times you've acted like this. If you don't want the attention, stop making movies." Finally is Antonio Banderas. And at the end of the night, I opened up his little checkbook and he left $0 in tips. So I went up to him and I asked if there was anything wrong with the service. And he said, "No, I just think everything was too expensive." I said, "Well, I Googled your net worth when you walked in. I just think you're being cheap."
Bro, if this guy is a mood and a vibe, that is just everything I want to be in life. But if this is true and these stories are true and he did answer this way, like, round of a freaking applause.
Tell me about a time when a celebrity was rude to you.
I have been waiting for this one.
Ooh!
Now, this didn't happen directly at me, but I was involved in it. I was an extra in the movie Rock of Ages with Tom Cruise and Russell Brand.
Oh.
We weren't allowed to take pictures on set. There was one time Russell came out. This was the closest I got to him. I wasn't allowed to like actually meet him, and we weren't allowed to meet Tom Cruise or Mary J. Blige or anybody else. This is what I looked like when I was an extra in the film. This one day, we're sitting on set, and we've been on set since 3 a.m. It is now currently 9 a.m. We've been waiting. We've been waiting for Tom Cruise to show up. So Tom Cruise finally shows up on set, and he gets on stage, and he looks at everybody, and he says, "Sorry, I'm late, but really, this is my movie, and this is my time, so I'm not sorry."
Why even say anything? You know, like to go out of your way to like give a speech and be like, "This is my time, sorry, I'm not sorry." Like, you're better off just not saying anything. If you're gonna be like, "Sorry, oh, but I'm not sorry." Don't even waste your time or your breath, Tom Cruise. Like, why even say it? My voice did something very strange there.
Rating celebrities event when I was a hostess in Manhattan, part 2. So to start off, we have Josh Peck. Him and his wife came in for a lunch reservation one day, and he was so friendly. I honestly think he's the nicest celebrity I've ever met. It fulfilled all my childhood dreams. 10 out of 10. So next up we have Kendall Jenner. This is another one where I unfortunately did not have the best experience with them. She used to come in all the time and was pretty cold towards staff. She also usually has someone speak for her and doesn't speak directly to staff. I'm gonna give her the benefit of the doubt and say she's just shy. For my experiences with her, I have to give her like a 4 out of 10. Next up we have Nick Jonas, another childhood fave. He came in with his friends one time and he was really normal and chill. Not too much to report on this, but he definitely seems like a nice guy. I'm gonna give him an 8 out of 10. Next up, we have the queen herself, aka Beyonce. This is definitely the most starstruck I've ever been. We didn't speak too much. Her and Jay-Z came in and I walked them to their table. But when she left, she made sure to look at me, give me a big smile, and say thank you. She's beautiful.
A little disappointed in the Kendall Jenner thing, but I have heard and seen clips and stuff of that she is very like quiet and shy and just doesn't really talk to people out in public. Like she'll, you know, I've seen videos where she's very nice to fans and she's like taking pictures and she's like, oh my God, how are you? But then I've seen other videos where she's just like eye on the prize, walking to where she's trying to go and like not paying attention to those around her. So I guess it depends on the kind of day. You never know what they're going through, you know?
Ooh, rating celebrities I met while I was
I enjoyed this one.
Part 1. So first off, we have the Hadid sisters. These two are literally so nice. I cannot say enough things about them. They're super polite and friendly with staff, which unfortunately is rare for celebrities. 10 out of 10. Next up, we have MagCon star Cameron Dallas. I kind of had a bad experience with him. Him and his friend called after we were closed and
I don't really know this
on a
Cameron guy
and
too
kind of
much.
pulled a do you know who I am moment. 4 out of 10, he was rude. Next up, we have Mrs. Bieber. This is gonna be controversial. I've met her a handful of times and every time she was not nice. I really want to like her, but I have to give her like a 3.5 out of 10. Sorry. Next up, we have Kylie.
Kylie!
She was fine, but she tipped $20 on a $500 dinner bill. Do with that information what you will. For that, I'm giving her a 2 out of 10.
Oh.
Like for part 2.
Like I appreciate any tip, but when your bill is $500, that means obviously the servers are doing quite a lot. And $20, like we know you got more than $20. You were literally named like the youngest billionaire by Forbes. Like give me a break. Oh, that hurts. That hurts. Giving her a 2 for that is generous because
the first time I met Hailey Bieber, to be honest, it was not the best experience.
Oh my God,
so I
what
was
is
a
with
fan
Hailey?
of hers back whenever she was signed with Ford Models, and then she got signed with IMG right around the time I was signed. I seen her out quite a few times, and there was this one party we were both at, and we were both underage at the time, so we were drinking in the same room. I thought, oh, it's a perfect moment for me to go say, hi, how are you, what's up, I'm signed with IMG Models as well. And she was so cool to me. She treated me like trash. It was just the vibe she gave off, like she really thought that she was better than everyone in the room. And I'm like, girl, we're both underage here, we're both signed to the same agency, like treat me with respect. I'm coming up to you asking you how you're doing. And you know, this, I don't really believe that celebrities owe anybody anything, but you know, it's one of those moments where, you know, don't meet the people you look up to or who you idolize. Till this day, she's the least favorite celebrity encounter I've ever had.
That sucks because you know what? The thing is like they were like working together. So it's not even like he was just like some random fan on the street. They were signed to the same company or agency and they were working together. Like, you're no better than I am. Like, let's be real.
So Hailey Bieber just opened up about how she felt about Julia's TikTok when she rated her 3.5 out of 10 and said she was not nice.
When I saw her video, I was so upset. There's never an excuse for being rude. I felt bad that was her experience with me. You never know what someone's going through. I remember going through times in my life where I was so sad and so heartbroken that like engaging with people felt hard for me. I don't ever remember meeting her, but I thought about it and I regretted that, and I wish that wasn't her experience with me. I wish I didn't act that way towards her. I'm human and I made a mistake and I acted a way that was out of character for me. I acted a way that I don't want to be. I'm trying to do better every single day. I want to continue to grow as a person and I'm open to people correcting me. I just don't think that those people that try to correct me and try to tell me what I need to be and what I need to do need to be people on social media.
Oh, this is some tea. We heard from the queen herself. Okay, I was wondering, I'm like, why is everyone saying these negative experiences with Hailey Bieber? Well, here she is. You know, she owned up to it. She apologized. She explained herself. I am with her. I don't know. We're all freaking human, okay? All right, guys, that is all the hot tea that I have today or that these people have for us today. If you want to see more, let me know. Leave a like, subscribe, do all the things. I am getting out of here, though. Be kind to people out there, but also be understanding that you never know what someone is going through. Okay? Stay classy and stay sassy. Bye. Have you even subscribed to the channel yet? Don't be a fake fan. Hit that subscribe button. You know you want to.